Hello, welcome to the another virtual class of civics. So today we are going to discuss one of the most important chapter from civics, that is judiciary. And in judiciary we'll discuss about the Supreme Court of India. So I hope you all have gone through the previous topics, the legislature, executives and all. So legislature is the lawmaking body, executive is the body which executes the laws passed by the legislature, and judiciary is the one which provides justice or dispenses justice to the people, as well as it protects the constitution of our country. Okay, so today we'll discuss about the Supreme Court of India. So Supreme Court is the apex court of our country. So before that, if you have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe it. So let us start. Supreme Court is the apex court of our country. Apex means the topmost court of our country. Why there is a need of a Supreme Court? Why there is a need of judiciary? So definitely when we discuss about the three organs of the government, so if we exclude judiciary from the organs of the government, then we cannot call it as a government. So the organs, all the three organs are very, very important. Though there is a separation of power, but all these three together are very, very important for any country to function smoothly. So legislature, lawmaking body, executive body, and judiciary dispenses justice to the people as well as the country, or we can say it protects the fundamental law of the country. So judiciary, the topmost court of our country is the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the apex court of our country. So let us now discuss about the composition, then we'll discuss about the qualification, and this way we'll move on with further methods of appointment, terms of office, powers and functions, jurisdiction of Supreme Court. All these things we are going to discuss one by one. So first of all, we need to understand about the composition of Supreme Court. As you know, Supreme Court is the topmost court of our country. At the top, Supreme Court is there. Just below the Supreme Court, we have state high courts. Okay, and just below the state high courts, subordinate courts are there. Within the subordinate courts, session courts are there, civil courts are there, criminal courts are there, revenue courts are. So this way, so all these courts from top to bottom are integrated. That is why it is called single integrated judiciary. That means single integrated judiciary. What is the meaning of single integrated judiciary? Integrated means linked or coordinated. Integrated means linked or coordinated. So from Supreme Court at the top to the bottom of the subordinate courts, all the courts are integrated. So it comes under the same umbrella. At the top, Supreme Court is there, and at the lower, subordinate courts are there. That is why it is called a single integrated judiciary. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about Supreme Court, which is the apex court of our country, the topmost court of our country. After that, there is no other courts. Okay, so first of all, we'll discuss about the composition. So what is the composition of Supreme Court? So in 1950, when our constitution was enforced, that time Supreme Court also started to function. Okay, so in 1950, Supreme Court also was established, and from that day onwards, Supreme Court started to function. So accordingly, it has been 70 years. From last 70 years, Supreme Court is functioning in our country. Okay, 70 years. So who all are there in the Supreme Court, or what is the composition of Supreme Court? Supreme Court initially, when it was enforced, my dear, it had 8 judges, including the Chief Justice of India. One Chief Justice was there and 7 other judges were there. Okay, and as time passed, as the demand of judiciary went on increasing, and from time to time Parliament increased the number of judges in the Supreme Court. That is decided by the Parliament. Okay, so at present Chief Justice is there, one Chief Justice is there, plus 25 other judges are there. One Chief Justice, who is also known as the Chief Justice of India, plus 25 other judges are there. Okay, so what is the maximum, what can be the maximum strength of the judges? It is 31. The maximum can go up to 31. Okay, so maximum can go up to 31. So at present One chief justice plus 25 other judges are there. Okay, at present we can say 5 acting judges are also, sorry, 5 judges are also there. Currently 5 sitting judges, okay, are there at against the maximum strength of 31 judges. Okay, so if you are asked what is the composition of Supreme Court, simply you have to write down Supreme Court is composed of 1 chief justice and 25 other judges according to the present strength. Okay, and the maximum strength can be 31. So if it requires to be increased, then that will be decided by the parliament. That is, we can say how these judges are appointed, that we will discuss in the next topic. Okay, now Chief Justice of India. So who is the present Chief Justice of India? So present Chief Justice of India is Sharad Arvind Bobde. Sharad Arvind Bobde is the present Chief Justice of India. Okay, so he was appointed on 18th of November 2019. 18th of November 2019, Sharad Arvind Bobde, also known as S.A. Bobde, was appointed, okay, as the Chief Justice of India, CIJ, Chief Justice of India. Okay, so what is why there is a difference between judges and chief justice? Just like in a school, principal is there, right? In the same way, in the entire judicial system, who is the headmaster of the judges? It is the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Chief Justice is there, and along with him other judges are also there. Other judges are also there. So all those judges and entire system of judicial body is coordinated by the Chief Justice of India. In short form, it is known as CIJ. Okay, so this may next year again, when the term of CIJ what you call is over, the new Chief Justice will be appointed. Okay, so this is all about composition. It is in very short. There should not be any confusion. Now the next topic is the qualification. What should be the qualification required to become the judges of Supreme Court? Qualifications required to become the judges of Supreme Court. Okay, here also there should not be any confusion. I'm going to explain it very, very clearly. First of all, the person must be a citizen of India. Person must be a citizen of India. He or she should be the citizen of India. That is there for everyone. Either to become to become the member of Lok Sabha, citizen of India is required. Rajya Sabha, whoever, because we cannot allow any other foreign citizens to be the judge of Supreme Court, right? So must be a citizen of India. Now this one you have to look into it carefully. Second one is that a person must have served as a judge of a high court. Okay, the person must have served as a judge of high court, okay, of high court or 2 or more high courts for at least how many years? 5 years. How many years? 5 years. Okay, so person must have served as a judge of a high court for 5 years. Any judge who has the experience of 5 years of judge working in any of the high courts or 2 or more other courts together, altogether 5 years, they can be a judge of Supreme Court. If not, you don't get confused over here 10 years this one. So, or if not this one, then a person must have served as a advocate of any of the high courts for how many years? 10 years. Okay, we are talking about who can become the judge of Supreme Court. So a person who has served as a judge of High Court for how many years? 5 years. Or the person who has served as an advocate. So you can see here advocate I have written over here. Here I have written judge. 5 years as a judge, 10 years as an advocate of any of the high courts. Okay, if not this one, then this one. Okay, if both is not there, okay, we did not get any of the experienced people like this, then a person must have, or we can say should be, a distinguished jurist in the eyes of the president. He or she should be a distinguished person in the eyes of the president who can, that means who can dispense justice according to the law. So these are the qualifications required to become the judge of Supreme Court. So once again, must be a citizen of India. Number 2, must have served as a judge of any of the high courts for 5 years. And next one, or you can see here I have written it over here, or it is not that 5 years also required, 10 years also required, all these three are required. No, any one of this, any of these three, if it is there, person can become a judge of Supreme Court. So this is the qualifications required to become the judge of Supreme Court. So you may ask me, sir, then what is the qualification required to become Chief Justice? It is similar, it is same, okay, because judge is the one who, due to his experiences, okay, and the tenure of his services, he is appointed from among the judges to be the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Okay, according to seniority basis, judge are made the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Okay, only one Chief Justice is there in our country, that is Sharad Arvind Bobde. These names will go on changing according to the tenure of the judges. Okay, so this is all about the composition and the qualifications to become the judge of Supreme Court. Okay, now next one we will discuss about the method of appointment of the judges. So now next one is method of appointment of the judges. Who appoints the judges of Supreme Court or the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? That we need to understand it very, very clearly. Okay, so first of all, judges. Okay, now new judges whenever are to be appointed, new judges are appointed by the President of India after consultation with some other sitting judges of the Supreme Court. That sitting judges will be called as a collegium of senior judges. Collegium of senior judges. So President will consult the sitting senior judges of Supreme Court while appointing the new judges of a Supreme Court. Number one. Number two, when the judges are to be appointed, okay, so same thing over here also, judges of Supreme Court are appointed by the President of India. So while doing so, President consults the Chief Justice of India. Okay, Chief Justice of India is consulted, and while appointing the Chief Justice, the first one, the new judges, then again some judges are there to be appointed, so they are appointed by the President of India after consulting the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India. So now, while appointing the Chief Justice, here also President appoints the Chief Justice of India, okay, Chief Justice of India. Whenever the seat of the Chief Justice falls vacant, okay, so in that case what will happen? The senior most judge of the Supreme Court is always elevated as the Chief Justice of India. I am the judge of Supreme Court. Now the Chief Justice has retired. So the senior most judge of the Supreme Court will be elevated, will be given that post as the Chief Justice of India. So once again, judges are appointed by the President of India after consulting the senior most judges of Supreme Court, okay, as well as the Chief Justice of India. And while appointing the Chief Justice of India, President will consult the senior most judges of the Supreme Court again. Okay, so this is how the appointment is done by the President. So we can say that the President is the final authority in matters relating to the appointment of the judges. So he is the final authority to decide who will be the judge or who will be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. Did you understand? So this is all about the appointment making, how the judges are appointed. Okay, so one thing, President, you must remember, President appoint the judges of Supreme Court after consulting the senior most judges of Supreme Court as well as the Chief Justice of India. Okay, so this you must keep it in your mind. Okay, now next one, term of office. Term, this one you must keep it in mind. So what is the term? What is the tenure of the judges of Supreme Court? Okay, what is the tenure of the judges of Supreme Court? The Supreme Court judges remain in office, okay, until they attain the age of 65. Not 65 years. they remain in office, or we can say that judges of Supreme Court holds office until they attain the age of 65. How many years? Okay, so I'm not talking about 65 years. Okay, till they attain the age of 65. Suppose for example I became the judge of Supreme Court at the age of 64. I became the judge of Supreme Court at the age of 64, or the Chief Justice of Supreme Court at the age of 64. So how many years I can serve? 1 year. Because once I reach 65 years, my 65th birthday, my dear, my term will be over and I'll be retired. I'll get the retirement. Okay, so this sentence you must keep it in mind. The judges of Supreme Court holds office until he or she attains the age of 65. This you have to keep it in your mind. So there is always a confusion among the students. What is the tenure of judges of Supreme Court? 65 years. Don't say like that. You have to complete the sentence. Until they attain the age of 65, or until he or she attains the age of 65. That you have to keep it in your mind. 65. Okay, this word until the age of 65. Okay, so this you have to keep it in your minds. This is the term of the office of Supreme Court judges. Okay, now they are appointed by the president. Term is also there. Now we'll discuss about, can the judges of Supreme Court be removed? Can he or she be removed? So method of removal. So method of removal. We can say a very difficult process or the difficult method for the removal of judges has been laid down in the Constitution. Okay, so judges can be removed only when on the ground of proven misbehavior. Like we can say that the judges of Supreme Court are removed through the process called impeachment. Okay, the way the president are removed through impeachment, in similar manner the Supreme Court judges also can be removed. Okay, so in that case the motion has to be moved, impeachment motion has to be moved in either house, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. If Lok Sabha moves, then Rajya Sabha will investigate. If Rajya Sabha moves, then Lok Sabha will investigate. Okay, so if a judge of Supreme Court goes against the Constitution, he takes bribes, okay, and he does not do the work properly, then definitely he or she will be removed to the process called impeachment. Okay, so impeachment procedure I have already discussed while discussing the chapter on presidential impeachment, how the president of India is impeached, that we have already discussed. Okay, so yes, the president Supreme Court judges also can be removed if they go against the Constitution, or there is one particular term known as judges can be removed only on the ground of proven misbehavior or incapacity. If they are incapable or if they go against the Constitution, then definitely they will be removed to the process called impeachment. Okay, is that clear? Okay, now next one, seat of Supreme Court. Where is the seat of Supreme Court? So definitely everybody knows New Delhi is the seat of Supreme Court. So why I wrote this small topic over here, to make you understand that Supreme Court is in New Delhi, that we know, but however, okay, Supreme Court can meet at any other places, okay, any other place or places in India, as the Chief Justice of India may decide with the prior approval of the President. Suppose for example, the Supreme Court is there in Delhi, but if the Supreme Court judges and Chief Justice sits in other places or any part of the country with the prior permission of the President, there also we can say Supreme Court. Okay, Supreme Court. Did you understand? So Supreme Court is in New Delhi, but however, if Supreme Court meets at any other place, however, Supreme Court can meet at any other places or places in India, as Chief Justice of India may decide with the prior approval of the President of our country. He has to take the permission of President. Okay, so Supreme Court can sit in any other places in our country, any part of the country. That also will be called as seat of Supreme Court. Okay, and the fixed seat of Supreme Court is in New Delhi. Okay children, so this is all about the Supreme Court, the first part of this chapter, Supreme Court, composition, appointment, okay, and removal, qualifications, okay, and the seat of Supreme Court. So in the next class we'll discuss about the jurisdiction of Supreme Court as well as the functions of a Supreme Court one by one. Okay, hope you all have understood it. Okay, so thank you for watching. Okay, we'll meet again in next class. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye bye.